How often do we hear this, that we can't do enterprise level budgeting with Excel? In this video, you will see that that is simply not true. We mainly do budgeting in the enterprise in one of two ways. One is with the traditional Excel method, the spreadsheet method, and the other is with the ERP system. The other is so inflexible to keep up with the needs of the business that we end up exporting to Excel. In some organizations, we have a combination of both. Either way, we have a series of steps that are mostly manual we have to chain together, many potential points of failure. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate a methodology for the enterprise with Excel that removes all of this mess and also retains the agility, the availability, the accessibility, and the affordability of Excel. Let's remind ourselves of current practice, the steps we usually need to take. Then we'll look at an Excel solution that removes all this mess, and just to prove the point, we'll use just one sheet. How you can accomplish this with tools and technologies you already have. Currently, you may be doing something like this. Before we send out hundreds of templates to the operating units, we would pre-populate them with actuals year to date and some pre-populated budget data. When completed, we'll receive them back and then we'll consolidate them with external links, like a pyramid. Or we export them to the ERP system for consolidation and export back to Excel for analysis and reporting. Now we need audit trail. Audit trail is by following the links to the source of the numbers. The history of the process will be through reviewing all the versions of the budgets that may have been saved. If we need to modify the group map, some links need to be unlinked and relinked. Now this is a risky and time-consuming task. If you have to report by more than one group map, don't even think about it. Some of us try to avoid all of that by using a top-down approach, but that's a fudge, isn't it? And it defeats the object of the exercise when we come to explain why actuals are different from budget, which really is the whole point in financial planning and analysis, isn't it? To appreciate that scale is not an issue here, let me describe the scale of the demonstration that we're going to look at today. In this demonstration, we have a global group of 400 shops in 90 cities in 50 countries and in 4 regions in the world. We have over 100 budget holders who will complete the budgets bottom up. We need to pre-populate the templates with the year-to-date actuals and a few budget lines that we will give centrally. We have not one, but 3 group maps. We need to restrict access rights. Now, this is enterprise scale, right? Normally, this would be way beyond the capabilities of Excel that we think. So here's what we'll do. Instead of creating 400 spreadsheets with pre-populated data that take weeks to prepare, we will prepare and supply just one. It's blank. It is only one sheet, has no data on it. It's less than 100 kilobytes in size. It's normal Excel. There's no third-party add-ins. We want the budget holders to enter their username here and a password we have given them. Now this set of drop-downs will have the parts of the business they have access to. They'll find their shop and they click Get. Now the spreadsheet has the numbers we would have pre-populated. Not just one, but 400 spreadsheets have that capability. Already, we have saved weeks of work. They'll complete the budgets in the usual way and they click Put. That's it. They don't send the spreadsheets back to us. That's right, they don't send the spreadsheets back to us, so we don't have 400 spreadsheets to wrangle. But wait a minute. If they don't send the spreadsheets back to us, how do we consolidate? Well, all they need to do is to find the group or subgroup they want to consolidate by and click Get. There. That's the consolidation already done. Try another. There it is. That enormous headache of consolidation completely removed. As you guessed, there are no formulas and links here, so How do we know what these numbers are made of? Well, that's easy. We simply select the number, and over here we get a breakdown. And we can dig deeper by selecting any of these numbers right down to shop level. This is an incredibly powerful built-in feature of Excel where we can just select a cell and Excel will go and do whatever it is that we want it to do. And in this case, we just to go and do a lookup on data that is stored outside the spreadsheet. That's another headache removed. Can we know who changed what? Yes. From the shop level, we can double click on any number. We get a list here of all the changes, who made them and when. Now, this is not the kind of thing that we think you can do with spreadsheets, but you will see in a minute, it's very easy. Just reminding you that this is normal Excel, the Excel that you already have, and there's no third-party add-ins here. Now, if we need to see any earlier version, simply double-click any of these lines and we get that old version to review. We achieve that making a small adjustment to how we think of spreadsheets, and you will see all that in a minute. This small adjustment opens up unlimited possibilities, such as this. Those multiple group maps I mentioned, this company has, in addition to this main regional group map, one by management responsibility. I switch simply by selecting this cell. See? Now it's by management, and if I select this cell again, I have the legal entities, I have the companies that these shops are part of. When managing a process like this, we need to know what budgets have been completed. I have that in this separate management spreadsheet. When I click Get, I get the state of play on each. When the deadline is reached, we don't want anyone changing the numbers, do we? So that would throw out the commentary you have already written. So you can stop any subsequent puts by clicking here. Here's another one. Another favorite report is to report at any level, say USA. We may want a report on the next level side by side. This can be on a separate spreadsheet altogether. The important thing to note here is that this is just one sheet doing what normally would take hundreds of spreadsheets to report on. If we were to export to Excel from the ERP system and then aggregate them on spreadsheets in the traditional way. What other variations can you think of? Here's one. If the budget holders want to attach a note on any of these cells, they can do that in the usual way. That note can be retained. For example, when we drill down to detail, that note will appear there. Or the budget holder may want to make a general note on a version he has submitted. That can be entered here. So when the shop budget is looked at, these notes can appear listed here. This keeps the information within context, as opposed to emails and WhatsApp messages and Teams messages scattered all over the place. Anything you can think of, you can do with Excel using this methodology. And this is taking Excel to the next level of agility. There's no way you can do this with the ERP system without an enormous amount of cost and delay. And at the end of that, it might not even work. This is simpler than you might think. Look, on spreadsheets, we have a mixture of four things. We have the reporting layout, we have the logic, that's the formulas. It's also the user interface, and also we store data. What we have done here is to separate the data, just the data from the spreadsheets, and locate it somewhere central. So the data is centrally accessible by all the spreadsheets and all the people in the process. Now, where that central location is depends on your context. It would be simply a shared drive on your corporate network, or as in my online demonstrations, I have mine on a Microsoft database on their cloud service. This should be the preferred option for corporates. Your company may already have this set up. If you're wondering if this is complicated, it isn't. The data just sits there as if it's in another workbook. So let's recap. We've removed the scalability problem and the consolidation problem, and it leaves us free to make full use of the agility of Excel in this way. all of these techniques you can implement in the spreadsheets that you already have. There is no need for the round trip to the ERP system. And this is easy to teach, easy to learn, and easy to maintain. How to do this? Well, most of you have all the tools you need already. All you need is the know-how. Now, if you join me in the webinar, I'll take you through all the steps and you'll get a chance to try this out yourself. I'll see you then.